Alrighty. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Watchers live stream for March 18th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
That's right. And we're here. It's another week. Hard to believe it's been a week already. Yeah, excited to talk some awesome, fun stuff this week. I was talking to Kevin before this. We have the most news stories we've ever had on the stream.
That's crazy.
So get ready to talk some awesome upcoming stuff. We'll have to take a break probably like every 5 or so if we get comments, just so we can get to them. But hey, how's everyone doing? We got one person watching. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Fantastic start to the week. But Kevin, how have you been over the last week?
Been good. Just work, school, same old, same old. Watched a lot more movies this week too. So
yeah, can't wait to talk about that. So that's going to be fun. But kind of same here. Not a lot going on for me either. Just work, and then when I'm not working, I am hanging out here at the apartment. I don't know what else. Not as many movies that I watched this week, but we all have our up weeks and our down weeks. So
yep, exactly.
Not too much. Not too bad, But. You know, we got a lot of stories this week, so let's just go ahead and jump right in, start talking about them. So first up, South by Southwest was over the weekend. I don't know if it's still going on. We've had some early reviews and reactions to 3 big movies coming out this half of the year. The Fall Guy, Monkey Man, and Civil War, all getting positive reviews and kind of positive reactions coming out of South by Southwest. I want to go ahead and take a look at the Metacritics right now and see if there was anything that we had updated on these just yet. Looks like the Fall Guy sitting at 77% on Metacritic. Let me go ahead and check on Civil War. Civil War sitting at a 76. And then Monkey Man is sitting at a 70. So, I mean, pretty, for Metacritic, this is some pretty decently high scores, especially for, like a March, April, May type film. And, it just kind of raises my excitement level. I mean, I was already excited for all 3 of these, and I think that the fact that it's getting some positive buzz is a good thing.
Yeah, me as well. I mean, Fall Guys is probably going to be my number 1 movie to go see when it comes out, just because of how funny and action-packed it looks. And it's nice to see that even with a little bit of comedy, the critics are liking it a little bit more.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice to see Ryan Gosling kind of finding that rhythm of being the funny but also the action kind of guy. It's really where he excels. If you haven't seen The Nice Guys yet, The Nice Guys is where he truly excels, and I think is one of his best movies. And I think The Fall Guy is going to be a lot more similar to that, which is going to be nothing but good things. But you get to talk about an incredibly exciting story here.
This is a big story if you like horror. So the studios behind Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey have unveiled their cinematic universe, the Twisted Childhood verse, which that is going to be really cool. I like how you put some of the names up here. So Bambi the Reckoning, Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, and Pinocchio Unstrung, which is they're just gonna be cheesy, good, funny movies, and I'm so down for them.
I am so excited because the name, they're gonna have an Endgame like film, and it's called Pooniverse. Monsters Assemble. That makes
don't know how they're gonna
happy.
do this.
The jokes write themselves. If it's a shitty movie, it's just gonna be like, yeah, it's the Pooniverse. It's Pooh. It's gonna be, I don't know. It's just so funny to me. I mean, hats off to them. They clearly know what they're doing and they're having fun with it. And as long as they're inoffensive, they're not offensively bad movies, I don't care. The horror community seems to really rally behind Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, even though it is not necessarily a great film. And so, hey, they get their own Avengers-style cinematic universe. Finally, after not getting the Dooku, the Dark Universe cinematic universe.
Which one's that?
That was supposed to be The Mummy and Frankenstein and Wolfman, which started with the Tom Cruise Mummy movie. Which went nowhere.
Yeah.
So But yeah, kind of really some really funny stuff there. Interested to see what those are going to be, especially Bambi the Reckoning. Just sounds
I don't know how that they're going to do that one.
It's just going to be animals hunting down humans, and I'm all here for it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, take revenge on the hunters. Other big news for film fans: Poor Things director Yorgos Lanthimos, fresh off his Oscar nominations, his next film, The Kinds of Kindness, is actually set to release on June 21st this year.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and actually, what's also crazy is the cast. So Emma Stone is coming back to be with Yorgos Lanthimos. We have Jesse Plemons, Willem Dafoe coming back from Poor Things as well. Margaret Qualley coming back from Poor Things. Hong Chow, Mamadou Athi, and Hunter Schafer kind of rounding out the cast. It's a pretty big cast. And I mean, after the success of Poor Things, one of the bigger independent releases of last year, and all the awards attention, hopefully The Kinds of Kindness is up to the same quality level. Because it has the cast for it, and Yorgos Lanthimos is a very good director. So it's also supposed to be an anthology movie. So like several different stories all in one film. So interested to see how it goes.
Yeah, very interested. Next up, we have Kevin Williamson. Yeah, hopefully I said that right. Williamson, sure. To direct Scream 7, Nev Campbell is returning. He's the one that wrote Scream 1, 2, and 4. But this movie has hyped down so much. Like, I don't know if I'm excited for it or I want to see it like dumpster fire.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how to feel about this movie. I mean, we lost our actresses. We lost Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, who were probably the best new characters in a reboot of a horror movie that I've seen. At least off the top of my head that I can think of. There might be some better examples out there. But like they were great, and their story was a lot of fun too. Scream 5 and Scream 6 were really good, actually, in my opinion. But don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know if Kevin Williamson's directed a film before, or if this is his first time directing, which he did work with Wes Craven though, so on the originals, he picked up something or two. But it is cool that Nev Campbell's coming back.
Yeah, but how much did they have to pay her now because the two lead actresses left?
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about how much they paid her.
Exactly.
Let's go ahead and take a quick break from the stories, though, because again, we have the most we've ever had on the show. So let's go ahead and look at some of these comments here. Our good friends over at Fans of Something, who's ready to talk homeless in America? Just kidding. What's up? Hey, what's up? Glad to have you on the stream.
Wheel of Fate. Put in the Wheel of Fate.
I know you just had a pretty big stream. Hope it went well. Our good friend Joey, where's Steamboat Willie in this universe? It is getting its own horror movie.
Oh, gosh.
But it is not set in the Puniverse.
That sounds so wrong.
I love it. Definitely don't think we can expect this to be on the level of Poor Things. Can he? Is he a Spielberg doing a Jurassic Park and a Schindler's List so close in release dates? Well, to be fair, he hasn't really had a bad movie yet. Speaking of Yorgos Lanthimos, I mean, there's always room for a bad movie. And he has another movie coming out next year, too, which I'll actually talk about in just a moment here. But I mean, I don't think we can I don't think we should go in with the expectation that it should be on the same level as Poor Things. I think we should just go in with an open mind, as you probably should with every movie you go see. In all seriousness, I agree. I think the whole cinematic universe is getting a little old. Maybe go 5 years without there being one from anybody, so there can be a break. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Eddie agrees with that. Eddie and Haley. Honestly, I don't know. I think, you have your mainstay, you've got the MCU, and that's just going to keep going. But other than that, I don't think anyone has really done it as well. Actually, except for the Monster Universe with Godzilla and Kong. Yeah. That one's just too much fun. I don't care how bad those movies are. They're fun. So, I'm okay with those. But, I don't know. They're always going to be there. The problem is with those kind of mindsets, I feel like, you get a lot of people who say, oh, we're not getting enough original movies. And then we get an original movie that comes out, something like The Creator last year, and no one goes to see it.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah, it definitely deserved more attention than it got.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a two-way street. It's like, I don't know. I feel like you have to go see the bigger movies sometimes because it will help get the smaller ones funded or the more
Yeah.
original ones funded. But then, again, we can also have great movies within cinematic universes. Like Phase 5 or Phase 4 and 5 for Marvel haven't been that good, but like Shang-Chi was incredible.
Yeah.
By itself,
Mhm.
like there's Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was a great movie by itself. So
Mhm.
I mean, obviously it's built off the other ones, but I think there's exceptions to the rule. But I wouldn't be upset if we didn't have any cinematic universes for a while. But you know, it is what it is. Hollywood's got to do what they got to do.
Yep.
But those are it for the comments for now. Let's go ahead and jump back into the stories for this week. And speaking of Yorgos Lanthimos, Jesse Plemons, who we just talked about from Kinds of Kindness, is in talks to join Emma Stone for Yorgos Lanthimos' next film, Save the Green Planet, which is the remake of a Korean sci-fi film from 2003, which is going to be kind of interesting for Yorgos to go more of like a hard sci-fi route. There was a little bit of it in his film The Lobster, a little bit of sci-fi in there, but
Mhm.
not like an overt amount. So interested
Okay.
to see what this is going to be. We don't have a whole lot of details yet, just that that's going to be the next film. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it.
As soon as we see trailers, then it'll start to pick up a little bit more steam.
Yeah, exactly. Same with Kinds of Kindness. Once we see the trailer for that, I feel like it's weird to say, but I almost feel like Yorgos is kind of turning into another Wes Anderson, where the films are like super indie and super artsy, but they appeal to more people. I feel like Poor Things was probably his most widely appealing film, and so I feel like he's just going to have more success, hopefully.
Yeah. True. Next one, Jumanji 4 said to be in neutral. No idea what the holdup is, according to Karen Gillan. I mean, again, it's another like movie about Jumanji. I don't know how many more they can do, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, am I gonna be upset that we don't get another one? No. But like Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, and Jumanji Next Level were actually pretty good, and they are fun movies, and I would like to see more of those characters. But I don't like Karen's saying, I don't know what the holdup is. Like it sounds like everyone's ready to go on it. The entire cast is excited to do it. So I don't know. Maybe it just makes sense to get it done. Maybe stop funding movies like Madam Web and get Jumanji 4 going. Just kidding. Next up, Marvel Studios executive producer has confirmed that a Nova project is in development. Nova obviously being a Marvel character that a lot of people have wanted a film for a long time. And has been in some sort of stage of kind of concept or development for a very long time, but we actually got word from an executive producer at Marvel that a project is being developed right now, which I mean, it's a good way to get back on the fan side because I think it's a character that a lot of people have wanted to see, especially like longtime comic book fans. But I mean, we've kind of moved away from the cosmic storyline and more towards the multiverse, so I don't know how that character would necessarily fit in anymore. But I mean, hey, I'm always excited to see a new character and like who they can potentially bring to the role.
Well, and like Captain Marvel can bring Nova in because she's been to so many other universes because she can't save all of them, so that could bring him in somehow. But I like how he's getting his own movie. He has a really cool suit. I like how his suit and everything like that in it, so it would be interesting to see.
Yeah, and the only thing we don't really know is if it's going to be a movie or a TV show. It'll probably be a movie just because of the Disney Plus kind of restructuring going on right now.
Yeah, so. I really want a movie. I don't think it would give him justice to give him a TV show. I don't think fans would be overly excited for a TV show.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, new animated The Cat in the Hat film is coming out March 6, 2025. I mean, sure. Like,
The worst possible 31st birthday present I could ask for. It comes out on my birthday, and that makes me unhappy. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's got a pretty decent cast with Bill Hader playing Cat in the Hat. I mean, I think we're all a little tainted from the Mike Myers one from 2005. I think that movie is just awful. But it is an animated one. Hopefully they go the 2D animated route. They probably won't. They'll probably go 3D. But I mean, you know.
Do we know who's going to be making the animation? Like Illuminations or something?
They haven't announced the studio, but I know Illumination does control some of the Dr. Seuss IP. But I don't know if it's going to be Illumination. None of the stories said who was going to be making it, which is kind of weird.
Well, I hope it's Illuminations because I always like their animation style. So, and I think the Cat in the Hat in Despicable Me, I could see the Cat in the Hat in that kind of world.
Sure. Yeah. And I think, it just it lends itself to more of the audience it's going for. Yeah, for sure. But let's go ahead and take another quick break and get into some comments here. Geez, Yorgos, let Emma be directed by other directors too. But she works so well with Yorgos. No, it's all right. I think, I mean, hey, great director-actor combos have existed all throughout the history of Hollywood. And honestly, with I have yet to see The Favorite, which was Yorgos' last movie before Poor Things, I believe, which also had Emma Stone in it, where she was nominated for an Academy Award. So I think they're just going to continue working together. I think they just really like working together. And she's also producer on most of the films too. So it makes sense. Joey, I accept all franchises have to exist and that not all original ideas are going to be seen. I just don't want something like James Bond appearing with John Wick and Pink Panther. And it's okay. Yeah.
That's
combining things is definitely when you're stretching it, you know, I'm okay with the stretch. If it's going to be Transformers and G.I. Joe, I'm actually excited for that one. But like any other kind of stretch, I don't know. I see what you're saying. So, Eddie coming with the question, Kevin and Garrett, flipping your own question onto you. What mazes do you want at Halloween Horror Night this year? Sorry to go off topic.
I asked him that in his chat this today. So,
oh man.
Put me on the spot now.
I mean, I already know what Kevin should say, and Kevin should say the obvious one.
What, FNAF?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good one. I'm trying to think of
it's
something.
Also been teased too, which is kind of interesting.
That's good. I don't know. I kind of want to see when it Creature from the Black Lagoon would be pretty cool.
That would be like the classic monster maze this year being Creature of the Black Lagoon. That'd be cool. I would say I'm gonna have a realistic pick and a not realistic pick. The one that I would want to see this year is a new Alien maze because we're getting Alien Romulus this year. And I think that would be a really cool maze to do. They did an Alien versus Predator one like years ago. And so they still have the costumes, hopefully. And I think that would be great because Alien's one of my favorite franchises and we're getting a new one. And apparently it's really good from early screenings. As far as my unrealistic pick, just with how big it's been getting in pop culture recently, I'd love to see some sort of Warhammer 40k maze. It won't happen. I know it won't happen, but like that's why it's my unrealistic pick. I just think that'd be a lot of fun. Although with Universal Studios Great Britain apparently being developed and in the early processes, we could get some Warhammer stuff there. I don't know. That would be cool. That's just me projecting Warhammer onto all you. My realistic pick is I want to say Alien Romulus. I hope they do something for Alien this year. Joey, Dr. Seuss is a better fit for animation, so there's hope. Yeah. That's true. Yeah,
I agree with that.
It just depends if it's going to be 2D or 3D. I want Damien Chazelle to direct Emma again. We all want Damien Chazelle to make another movie that's not over budgeted like Babylon. To be fair, I have yet to see Babylon, so I can't say if it's good or not. I love Whiplash and I love La La Land. So she's very, very good in La La Land. I hope they get to work together again. Very true. She's actually going to be working with someone else coming up, though, which we will talk about. Emma Stone's a little bit busy after winning her Oscar this year. So moving right along, for all of you who are interested, on starting on April 15th, all 8 Spider-Man movies, the live-action ones, will be releasing in theater, one per week, starting April 15th. So that includes Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 from Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Mark Webb and Andrew Garfield, and then obviously Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. So if you want to go see them again in theaters, it's a perfect time to do it. I haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2 in a very long time, and I know they're on Disney Plus and or Netflix, so I might just wait to go see them in theaters though, because it'll be fun to go see those in theaters, I think.
Just to re-experience everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, Blumhouse's Wolfman movie began shooting, which is exciting. Like, you get a classic monster now. So hopefully they can do it justice. And I mean, hopefully, I was gonna say maybe they can do something like it's not Night of the Werewolf, the Disney Plus exclusive.
Oh, Werewolf by Night.
Yeah. That was a great little
Werewolf
short.
by Night's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, either that or I hope they go with something as like Blumhouse has been kind of hit or miss with quality lately, and I think if they do something that's at the same quality level as The Invisible Man, that will be, I think, what should hopefully win people over.
They're gonna do that because it's such an iconic character that they don't want to they don't want to take too much risks. But with
The Exorcist is iconic, and Exorcist Believer.
That's true.
Again, I haven't seen Believer, so I can't say it's bad or not. But I can just go off the reception.
Yeah.
So. But we'll have to see. I mean, I'm always excited for a classic monster movie. I love me some classic monsters. Next up, kind of getting back into superheroes a little bit, a Teen Titans film is apparently in development at DCU, or at the DCU, kind of in line with Superman and the new James Gunn, Peter Safran-led stuff coming out. I mean, this is exciting. We haven't really got a proper Teen Titans in live action. We got the Titans show, which I never really count those. They're just too cringy and too, like, soap opera-y.
I heard it was pretty good actually, though.
I don't know. People say Flash and Green Arrow are good, but those get really bad.
Oh, the first couple seasons of Flash were fantastic, but then it gets lost.
Yeah, it gets really soap opera-y and not good.
Unfortunate part about TV shows.
But excited to see what a Teen Titans movie could do, especially if the casting's right.
Oh yeah. So Joe DeMonte is directing a new Little Shop of Horrors. Director of Gremlins, The Howling, Small Soldiers. I didn't even know he directed all of those. So that's just in my notes.
There are other films that he's directed, but I mean, I think, especially for a person who did Gremlins and Gremlins 2, I think Little Shop of Horrors is a good step. Apparently they want to start a series with this. I don't know if that's going to be the right move to go, because it's based off of a musical, and I have no idea. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what direction they take with it, if they're going to go the musical route or if they're going to go more of like a 50s kind of B-movie style horror movie. Who knows? But it could be interesting. So we'll have to wait and see.
You could throw some of like the iconic songs in there, just like in the background, so if people know, they know. If they do like the B movie thing, but I don't know. I think people. I'm kind of interested because I haven't seen the original Little Shop of Horrors, so it'll be interesting to see a new adaptation of the same movie. Sure.
Yeah. Next up, Oscar winner Ke Huy Quan's new movie With Love, which is supposed to be an action movie, is supposedly coming out on February 7th, 2025. Nothing but excited for this. Ke is such a good, humble human being. I want to support him in everything he does. I mean, I don't even know what it's about, really. We haven't really seen anything for like a synopsis or any kind of trailer or anything yet, because we're about a year away. But come on, it's Ke Huy Quan.
Is that Short Round?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I know Oscar winner from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes, I know that one, but
so,
I like Short Round.
Just saying. Get me very excited for
that. Smile 2 just finished production. Nice. I got an easy one. All right.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who really enjoyed the first one, we're getting a sequel,
Hmm.
so you can
I
go
mean,
ahead and support it.
did you go see it?
I saw Smile one, yeah.
Yeah, good.
I
Yeah,
definitely thought it was a little disappointing. I think that
overly hyped.
it was made well. It almost felt like it was someone who was making like a standard horror movie, but had seen a lot of A24 films and knew how to like frame a shot.
Hmm.
But then like the writing for me just didn't really like add up
Gotcha.
to the technical part. So, but that's just my opinion. I mean,
Yeah,
it was still pretty scary. I'm actually curious. What did I give
I'm just
Smile?
I'm just wondering what they're gonna do with this new movie, because I mean, Smile One was just really good and really creepy, and that's what I like about horror movies. Sometimes just eeriness
Just creep
gets me
factor.
creeped out. Yeah.
I
So
give it a
just
50 for the first one.
yeah, so just seeing what it can possibly do, and hopefully it overtakes Smile One. That would be really interesting if it does.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I've heard the
Mhm.
second one gets really unique, which I'm
Mm.
always down to hear.
Yep.
Jumping back into some of these comments here. Garrett, being a gigantic Alien franchise fan, did you pick up the new 4K of Aliens? Not yet. I do have leftover birthday money though, so I do want to pick up that. I already have the 4K of Terminator 2. I was thinking about getting the is it True Lies one
Yeah.
with Jimmy Lee Curtis. I was thinking about getting that one
Mhm.
as well, and then but yeah, I do want to pick up the new 4K for Aliens, 100%. Typical CW soap opera left and right.
Mhm.
Yep. Hopefully not in our movies. And then Small Soldiers was my childhood movie. That and Batman and Robin. I mean, when you're a kid, Batman and Robin's pretty great. When you're an adult,
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
it's really crazy. Watch The Dark Knight and then watch Batman and
Oh
Robin.
gosh,
It's like
it's
going
probably
from the original Winnie the Pooh animated stuff to like Blood and Honey. It's like
okay.
night and day. It's great. I mean, it's nostalgic. Like it's
Mhm.
one of those movies that's so bad that it's good. Like you just
Okay.
yeah. At least for me.
Is
Okay.
that the one with Mr. Freeze?
Yes.
Or is that the Penguin? Oh, okay, it is. Okay.
Penguin is Batman Returns.
Okay.
Alrighty, moving right along. Miss Scarlett Johansson has reportedly been offered the lead in the new Jurassic World movie directed by Gareth Edwards. I mean, the joke is that Scarlett Johansson wants to play everything, so she's probably playing a dinosaur. I'm just kidding. But I mean, like this, I could see it. I think that, she's done her dramatic roles, she's done her MCU stuff. Give her something a little bit different. I want to see her in a big franchise movie or like a big blockbuster movie that's not a Marvel film. We've seen like Marriage Story and Jojo Rabbit where she can do more dramatic stuff, but I want to see her do a little bit more of a fun role. And I think that, I don't know, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think well, and she also has like an action background because of Black Widow and everything, and she can lead some movies, I feel like. Really good, obviously a really good actress, everybody knows her. So but it would be interesting to see who she gets paired up with to be co-actress and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, or any kind of supporting cast, really.
Yeah. All right, and if Eddie's still in here, the Zone of Interest starts streaming on Max April 5th. We know it's his favorite movie right now. He didn't like this movie, just to let you know. He did not like this one.
I remember seeing the review at some point.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people were not able to get theatrical screenings for this, so obviously there's a lot of interest for it. Fun. There's a lot of interest for it after the Oscars, and yeah, it's just part of the A24 deal with Max. So a lot of their catalog is going to be on Max, kind of like Studio Ghibli's is, which is good because I think Zone of Interest is one of the best movies of last year. If Oppenheimer didn't come out, I think Zone of Interest should have been Best Picture. Next up, sequels to Violent Night and Nobody have received positive updates. Obviously, Violent Night being the action movie starring Santa Claus with the actor from David Harbour from Stranger Things, and then Nobody, the action movie with Steve Odekirk, who plays Saul in Better Call Saul. I mean, a lot of people have really enjoyed both of those films. They're kind of like sleeper hits. no one really gets tired of the movie. The person, movies with the person who doesn't seem like they'd be an action star being an action star.
True.
So I think those are always popular, and we knew we were getting Violent Night 2 for a while, just because there had been rumors that we were getting Mrs. Claus in it.
Oh gosh.
So really excited about that. But yeah, nobody, like, both those movies were fine. They're fun action movies. So I mean, I would not be opposed to getting sequels for them.
I haven't seen them yet, so
Violent Night's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, it's a Christmas movie. So
exactly. But yeah, moving right along.
All right, Venom 3, titled The Last Dance, release date moved up to October 25th, 2024. I mean, let's just see if it's better than 2.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's moving it up a month. To me, says that the studio feels confident in it, or they just needed to get it off the date with something that was going to be more popular. I don't know. But this movie's been moved up a couple of times now, and so I don't know. Are they confident? I would be hesitant after
Carnage,
a movie that came out this year, and Let There Be Carnage. Yeah. But we have yet to see. Apparently, it's going to be the last Venom movie, but the Venom character will show up in other things. So, hopefully, in Secret Wars.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
Let's see. That is over to me for the next one. Steven Spielberg will not be directing Ready Player 2, but will be producing the film. Said that they're actively developing it right now, looking into the exciting possibilities for the future. Which I'm sad that Spielberg's not going to be directing it. Is it his best film? No, but it's one of my favorites. I love that movie. I think people are probably going to be angry. Film. I think it's better than the book. That's just me. It's definitely more relevant to today's crowd. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what a sequel will do. I'm just sad that it's not Spielberg who's going to be doing it.
I mean, this has been in the talkings forever, I feel like, too.
Yeah, because Ready Player One came out in 2018 or 2019. Can't remember which year. But
yeah,
it's been a while.
Interesting to see where it goes from here, because the Ready Player One had like a really nice ending to it. So let's see where what happens and see if it can match up to Ready Player One.
Yeah, 100%.
Michael Keaton is raving about Beetlejuice 2. I don't know. I'm iffy on this one. It's just,
I mean, I finally watched the first one after years of not seeing it, and I just thought it was okay. So, I mean, hopefully anything will be an improvement. Yeah, but it's going to have, I believe it has Jenna Ortega in it.
She's the girl. I forget her name.
I think she's the daughter of Winona Ryder, maybe. I don't know.
Something, but, yeah.
I mean, I'm reserving all judgment until I see the trailer. It could be better than the first one. It may not be. Will it be a musical like the stage production? Who knows? Probably not. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Speaking of Emma Stone, like I told you, she's coming back. Ari Aster's new film Eddington will star Emma Stone, Pedro Pascal, Austin Butler, and Joaquin Phoenix. Ari Aster being the director, one of my favorite directors, behind Hereditary, Midsommar, and then last year's Beau is Not Afraid. Eddington is a departure genre-wise. It'll be a Western. So, very excited about that. I mean, and it's also got Pedro Pascal. I'm there. Like a Western with Pedro Pascal, Austin Butler, Emma Stone, Joaquin Phoenix.
If he isn't a single dad, I don't know. I might be disappointed if I'm Pedro.
Well, he won't be a single dad in Fantastic Four, so
that's true.
We'll have time to adjust. We'll have time to adjust.
Yeah, this role gives him a wife, so it kind of eases him into Fantastic Four.
Yeah, exactly. And before next week, I do want to watch Beau is Not Afraid. I haven't seen it yet, but Ari Aster is one of my favorite, like, newer up and coming directors. There with Robert Eggers. So very excited to see what this film is going to be.
All right, you're going to have to help me out with this last name. Maggie
Gyllenhaal's
Frankenstein film is called The Bride and is released Going to be released on October 3rd, 2025. I mean, another classic monster.
Yeah.
Give them here.
It's really interesting that we're getting a Bride of Frankenstein film as we're going to be getting a new Frankenstein film from Guillermo del Toro.
Mm-hmm.
So really kind of interesting timing on that. Maggie Gyllenhaal just did a movie with Olivia Colman that I can't remember the name of right now, and it was really well received. So I am going to be excited to see whatever this ends up being. It does have Christian Bale attached to the movie, so that's going to be pretty nice. Yeah, just excited to see what becomes of it.
I like seeing all these Universal monster movies be in works, though.
And you give them to people who love the characters and love the world, and they'll do the film right. I think that's what's going to be important. Speaking of doing the world and the film right, the Batman Part 2 release has been delayed until 2026. Sad news, because I really liked the Batman last year or the year before. A great Batman movie. And excited to see where the story goes next. But unfortunately, has been delayed, which it's fine. It's not part of the upcoming DCU. It's a part of the Elseworlds title. So... yeah, excited to see it. I thought Robert Pattinson was a good Batman, and excited to see what they do with the story and who the villain's going to be. Hopefully, it's someone we haven't seen yet.
That's true, and hopefully, this delay doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. Maybe they just have to perfect some stuff. So I'd rather have a finished movie than an unfinished movie like the Justice League. So
yeah, and I think that also you do have to shift production schedules around for what makes sense for the budget-wise for the studio and. So there's a lot of different reasons to go into it. Doesn't necessarily mean the film's going to be worse or better.
No,
it could be anything because they haven't done any filming for this yet. So, but last story up for today.
Last one. Christopher Nolan is working on the next film, either an adaptation or a new script.
Yes,
and, I mean, I will go see anything that he puts out. So
yep. Exactly. It is said to be he is currently debating between an adaptation of a British miniseries called The Prisoner, which is like more of an espionage movie.
Isn't that on Netflix or something?
No, you're thinking of Prisoners.
Oh, okay.
Which is a Denis Villeneuve movie. But no, it's like a espionage kind of a thriller. Or he wants to work on something new, which I kind of hope it's just like an original script because he says he wants to do a horror movie, and we said it last week. I want to see a Christopher Nolan horror movie.
Yeah. I'd be so down for that too.
100%. I want to see that. But that is it for the stories this week. Holy moly, a lot going on in the movie industry this week. So thank you guys all for bearing with us through 38 minutes of stories. Let's go ahead and go back to these comments here. Picturing Mrs. Claus as a possible Viking warrior is something I need to see. Yes, we need to see Mrs. Claus, because that's what he ended up being in the movie. He was like a Viking warrior that became Santa.
Okay.
It's not really a spoiler.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Exactly. I put zero stock in actors praising their new films. They have to, 100%. I mean, we've seen what happens. Like, obviously, they're under contract until the film comes out. They're probably going to say whatever they need to say. When you get people who are not a part of the cast from the original movie then saying good things about it, that may have a little bit more weight. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Michael Keaton's a cool guy, but yeah. Or however Hitler died, huh? I guess it was a gunshot to the head. I thought he blew up. He did shoot himself, I believe. Or he was hiding in Argentina. I don't know. Depends on who you ask.
That's a theory.
Not a fan of Zone of Interest, though. Sorry you weren't a fan. Hey, I did see your review.
All movies are subjective. So
100%. Yeah. Not everyone's going to share the exact same opinion on every single film.
Exactly.
Alrighty. Well, that is it for the comments this week. Let's go ahead and talk trailers. We got a bunch of trailers this week, mostly independent films, but a couple of bigger ones. Kevin, anything you watched, anything you're excited for? What kind of stands out to you among this list?
Let me scroll down. The Crow. Okay, the Crow doesn't look bad to me.
I think it looks bad to people who've seen the original and cherish the original. I think for people who haven't seen or don't know anything about the original, it looks decent.
That's me.
It's like I don't care either way. I'll probably go see it. but because I think Bill Skarsgård is a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it's going to have some really interesting action sequences. I get
Yeah.
that it doesn't look like the character should look, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
As long as the film's well made and they do a good job with the story of the film itself, that's all that matters to me.
And if you get a nice revenge film, you can't go wrong with those, I feel like.
No, I mean, yeah, there's always a place for revenge films. Let's be real. As for me, I mean, nothing really stood out this week. We got the trailer for Wildcat, which is interesting. I believe it is Ethan Hawke's directorial debut, which I know, Eddie, I know you have tickets for a screening of that, which I am very jealous of. But for me, I think the only thing that stood out really this week was a movie called The Greatest Hits, which is actually not the kind of movie I would typically be excited for, but it is a romantic comedy. It sounds like some sort of comedy about a woman whose boyfriend passes away, and then kind of realizes that she has the ability to travel back in time to certain moments when they were together by listening to certain songs. And which is like we've all experienced that thing where like you listen to a piece of music and it takes you back to that nostalgic place where you maybe first heard it, or it was at a pivotal moment. And so seeing a movie that's based off of that is really interesting, and I think the movie looks like it's actually going to be pretty good. And it's got David Corenswet in it, who is our new Superman, so it's a good chance to see Superman before he's in the cape.
Yeah. And then another one, Godzilla versus Kong. I mean can't go wrong with
that movie.
Exactly.
I just want to see big monkey punch big lizard.
Yeah.
Like we got Godzilla -1, which is a masterpiece in and of its own right, but I need the silly, like, you know, the Showa era Godzilla. I need it.
They need to be fighting in space.
I mean, sure. Alrighty, comments here. So this is pretty cool. Haley and myself will be attending a screening of Ethan Hawke's new film Wildcat in May with him in person doing a Q&A, which I just said I'm very jealous of.
That is cool.
Very exciting. I wonder is his daughter going to be there too? That's a good question, because she's in the movie, Maya Hawke. I'm liking the comments I'm seeing for the Crow movie so far, like Florida Joker and the Crow with the dragon tattoo. The Florida Joker ones, the memes for that, especially like how he reacted to the GTA 6 trailer, is like perfect. I absolutely love it.
But the thing is, look, everybody's talking about the Crow. Like, how much more publicity does it need? It's working.
It's getting it publicity. It's doing exactly what it was there. I'm gonna see if he'll grab me that way I can say I was grabbed by the grabber.
Oh gosh, that's great.
Was that his name in Black Phone? I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Okay, it was Black Phone. That was a very good movie. I need to pick up that movie for my collection. Not to my knowledge, she won't be. Oh, that's unfortunate. She might be filming something else or doing something else, but that's unfortunate. At least she'll have Ethan there. So that's really cool. Is it in your local area, or do you have to travel for it? That's the big question. Because if it's out here, I might try and get tickets. But anyhow, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment, which is my soapbox, where I get to talk about all the movies I watched over the course of the last week. And there's not a lot of crazy stuff this week. Actually, not a whole lot. So let's go ahead and dive in. First up was The Matrix Reloaded. I watched the second one, which is Reloaded. I gave it a 66. I said it's a mixed bag. On one hand, you have some awesome fight sequences with a great soundtrack, and on the other, you have a boring, inane, philosophical drivel being spouted by characters. I used to love this film the most as a kid because I had Enter the Matrix on PS2, which was like the tie-in game to it. And, you know, now I have to be honest, like, cool scenes don't make a good movie, and it has to be more than that. The acting feels wooden. It suffers from a part one syndrome where, like, it's not complete, like a complete story without the next one. Also, everything with the Merovingian just feels pointless. I don't like that character. Like, feels like there's a point to it, especially all the weird crap he says. So 66 out of 100. It's not a bad movie by any means, but it's not great either. Same with the third one, Revolutions. It drops the philosophical meanderings for more of an action and spectacle heavy conclusion. It's not all great action though, except for the awesome mech fighting sequence, which is awesome, and the final battle between Neo and Smith. Ultimately, this film just feels too long, even though it's shorter than Reloaded, and it feels bloated, but oddly, its ending feels rushed and unsatisfactory. It's this amalgamation of decent ideas and sequences with very sloppy execution that just shows the last two movies in the trilogy suffer from style over substance. The first movie had style and substance in equal measure. The first Matrix is a classic. It's an incredible film. Last two, though, really dropped the ball. Up next, Smokey and the Bandit, which was actually recommended last week by Joey in our comments section. But my cousin actually wanted us to watch it here at our apartment for his pick for like a movie night. And this movie, is it perfect? No. Is it a vibe and a really fun time? Hell yes. I wasn't expecting this movie to be as funny as it was and as fun as it was. Sure, it's got a basic plot, it's got plot conveniences, and they never touch on the illegal nature of what's in the truck ever again. But that's part of its charm. It's a lighthearted and funny film that I will definitely watch again. It's not even a guilty pleasure. I like that movie. It's a lot of fun. After that, I watched the Netflix Chilean film El Conde, which was nominated at the Academy Awards this year for Best Cinematography, and I see why. Because this movie is beautiful, but it's not really great. It's a beautifully shot film with a few interesting moments throughout. Otherwise, it's boring and plotting, and it's just also really questionable because they use a real-world dictator, and they basically could go, oh, well, what if this real-world dictator was actually a vampire and survived instead of dying when he did? It's a really odd choice, and it casts a weird shadow over the movie. It's like making a movie about Hitler, but Hitler was actually a werewolf. It's odd. It's not entirely awful, but it's just boring and weird. But it's a very good-looking film. If you want to be a cinematographer or learn more about framing a black and white film, that is one you should definitely check out. But other than that, I would skip it. And I'm coming to my pick that was given to me for the Wheel of Fate this week, which was Reanimator. And I already texted Nadi for this. I said thank you for letting me watch this. This movie is a new guilty pleasure for me. Obviously, it's not a great movie. Like its acting is wooden. The plot is pretty basic, but like the practical effects are so good, and it knows what it knows what it's trying to be. It knows that it's trying to be fun. It knows that it's trying to be campy, and it's just a little bit crazy. And because of that, it just has this undeniable charm to it. It's one of those movies, like you say all the time, you put it on in the background during Halloween, and it's just the perfect vibe movie. Like, it's not one you're gonna want to like watch intensely, like some of the better horror movies of all time. But like this one, this is just a vibe. Like you just put it on the background. So, but if you want to see any other movies reviews I've done, like anything we have to do for Movie Club, is coming up. You can see those on there. But you can check my Letterboxd out right there below. And for the first time in the history of the stream, ladies and gentlemen, it's Kevin's soapbox.
Yeah. So Nadia and I went to go see Imaginary. I wish they wouldn't have spoiled some jump scares in there from the trailer. I'll just leave it at that. I gave it a 30 out of 100. Is it intended for our audience, like grown-up horror? No. So this is a really good introductory to horror. So I liked it in that way, and that's how I brought it in with it. Next, I went to Poor Things because I had to see the hype about this. It is not a movie for me. I can see how pretty it is and how all of the costumes are designed and the cinematography. I can get behind that, but it was just a weird ass movie for me. So next, everything came to streaming this week. So we got Wonka on Max, which I didn't think I would like this as much. I almost like it than the original, just because it shows the backstory of Wonka, and the music behind it actually makes sense, and if you listen to it, it's actually pretty funny. So I gave it an 80 out of 100. And then Ocean's 11, I just wanted to watch a like GTA heist movie, and Garrett, when he had his podcast Ocean series, so decided to watch Ocean's 11. It feels literally like a GTA heist, so I gave an 82 out of 100. And then for the Wheel of Fate, if you want to come back in here, there we go. For the Wheel of Fate, another movie where you can put it on the background on St. Paddy's Day and just laugh your ass off on this one, because it doesn't take itself seriously, but it is so much fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
Heard it straight from Kevin's mouth. If you do want to check out anything that he has reviewed, obviously go down to his letterbox down below if you want to follow him. Give him a follow. Follow Kevin. All righty. That is it for our soapbox. Let's go ahead and do these comments real quick. Local AF, it's for Haley's College SCAD. They host SCAD Film Festival each year. Oh, okay.
That's how she went to go see The Boy and the Herring, like 4 months early.
Ooh, that's right. Interesting. All righty. And the tickets were crazy cheap since it's for college students, $15 each. That's what's great about student events, especially if you have a student with you. You can get them pretty cheap. No Origin this week. I just never came up. Actually, it was funny. I was putting together a list of the Letterboxd list of all the movies that have been mentioned on Letterboxd YouTube channels for favorite series. And so every movie that's ever been mentioned in those videos is on a list. And Origin came up, and I immediately was like, I should watch it. Where is it streaming? But it's still not streaming anywhere. So, and I don't want to have to, I think you have to buy it. I don't think you can rent it right now.
Yeah.
But that may have changed since last week. And Eddie says, I follow you both. And yes, you do. Thank you so much, sir. We follow you. Please keep spreading that love around. All righty. Let's go ahead and talk about...
It looks like you can rent it now.
Oh, you can
just
rent
let
it
you
now.
know.
All right.
Yep.
Well, then, Eddie, go ahead and put on the Wheel of Fate this week. There are not that many people watching the stream this week, so you may have a good chance of it getting picked. All righty. And let's talk about the movies that are coming out this week. As far as what's going to be in theaters, the big one this week is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, coming out on Friday to theatrical release. When the discovery of an ancient artifact unleashes an evil force, Ghostbusters new and old must join forces to protect their home and save the world from a second ice age. Honestly, I'm pretty stoked about this. I like Afterlife, and really interested to see what ends up happening with this one. I think the new additions to the cast are good, and I think that the last film had a good heart to it. So it'll be interesting to see if this can keep up the feeling.
This isn't the one that I'm most excited for, but keep going.
So actually, it's not the one I'm most excited for either. I think you're most excited for the next one,
or the next one.
Oh, so you're like me. Okay. Well, anyhow, after that is going to be Immaculate, which is starring Sydney Sweeney. Cecilia, a woman of devout faith, is warmed welcomely to the picture-perfect Italian countryside, where she is offered a new role at an illustrious convent. But it becomes clear to Cecilia that her new home harbors dark and horrifying secrets. This is the horror movie that comes out this week, one of 2 horror movies. This one kind of getting middle-of-the-road reception, but obviously all movies are subjective, so if it's looking anything interesting to you, you should go and see it. I've heard nothing but good things about Sydney Sweeney in the movie. Kind of another just like notch on her belt of really good performances, so we'll have to wait and see how that ends up being. Following that is my most anticipated movie of the probably this half of the year right now, besides Dune 2, Late Night with the Devil. A live television broadcast in 1977 goes horribly wrong, unleashing evil into the nation's living rooms. I'm so excited for this. It finally has David Dastmalchian in a leading role. David Dastmalchian being a side character in so many movies, finally getting a lead position. And this has a perfect 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. And it has for a while. It's got a 75 on Metacritic, which for horror film is pretty high. And just very excited for this. I think it looks like it's going to be something really unique and really interesting. So hopefully it doesn't let me down. After that is a new documentary, William Shatner, You Can Call Me Bill. An intimate portrait of William Shatner's personal journey over 9 decades on this earth. You Can Call Me Bill strips away all the masks he has worn to embody countless characters and reveals the man behind it all. So if you like Star Trek, if you like Mr. Shatner, he's just a really pleasant guy to listen to speak. Then you can go check out this documentary. I probably will. I'm always a sucker for documentaries like this and the Mr. Rogers one and things like that. So I might end up wanting to give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't, but the first 3 look very interesting to me, so might be going to the theater 3 times next week.
Well, we'll have to see. All righty, Kevin, why don't you take it away for how the movie theaters ended up being last week?
Well, it almost came to a tie last week between Kung Fu
Yeah.
Panda 4 and Dune Part 2, but Kung Fu Panda 4 edges Dune Part 2 out by literally 100, like what, $100,000?
$900,000.
Yeah. But so which
Or
is like,
sorry, 900,000.
yeah,
Yeah.
900, yeah, which is like 2 pennies to the industry. So, but it's still, I mean, I've heard good reviews on Kung Fu Panda 4, so it just keeps it going, especially for spring break coming up. That's going to get even higher, I feel like. And then Arthur the King comes in at 7.5 million, Imaginary 5.6 million, and Cabrini, there, I said it right, 2.8 million.
Yeah, nothing surprising here. I mean, just kind of crazy
Nope.
that Arthur the King debuted at third. I mean, it's one of those movies that has like a very specific audience, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that it opened up in third. But
Yeah.
in Doom Part 2 just crossed $500 million at the box office, which is more than the entire first movie made in its whole run.
In States or worldwide?
Global.
Okay.
Yeah. So
nice.
But that is it. For the movies that are coming out for this week. Obviously, there are going to be more limited release films that are coming out on streaming and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But these are kind of the biggest ones for this week. So that's all we're really going to cover here right now. It says, rented on Prime for $5.99. Alrighty. Well, if it comes up on a Wheel of Fate and someone gets it, then there it is. Speaking of, with the change of the music, it is time for the Wheel of Fate for this week. So we do have a limited number of people in here this week. So if you have suggestions, throw them out. Let's go ahead and get whatever you want to make us watch, whether you want us to watch something incredible that you highly recommend, like Origin, or maybe you want to torture us, like some people usually want to.
Like
whatever
Sting.
it is.
Like having Garrett go see Sting.
I refuse to see Sting. I will not watch anything with spiders in it. It's like people who don't want to watch movies with animals getting hurt. I'm not going to watch anything with spiders in it. Let's see. We got a couple here from Joey. We got Vampires from 1998. We have The Frighteners, which I've actually been very interested to watch. The Frighteners. Frighteners is from 1996. We got Ghost from I think is that the romantic comedy?
Yeah.
Or romantic movie with Patrick Swayze. Ghost from 1990. The Cat Concerto. Real left turn in terms of years there, Joey. I appreciate that. Went from the 90s to 47. And Rhapsody Rabbit. Are these feature-length films or are these shorts, Joey? I'm actually curious. Oh, these are animated shorts. Okay, like Tom and Jerry type stuff.
Oh,
which
okay.
is cool. You gotta watch shorts. Any other suggestions?
Do you have anything that you want to watch this week? Just not Wheel of Fate? Anything that piques your interest on, like Netflix or something?
Oh, just in general? Not really. I only have one more movie in the Matrix series to watch. I'm just getting in the movies from Eddie here real quick. We got Origin. There's Homeless in America again. And then
Pootie Tang.
All right, I don't know. I'm excited to find out what that is. Yeah, I just have to watch the Animatrix. Is really the only thing that I have to watch this week to finish out that series. Nothing else I'm really planning. I mean, I'm planning on going to see Late Night with the Devil, probably go see Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, maybe go see Immaculate. I do want to go see Love Lies Bleeding sometime this week because it's going out of theaters on Friday. So I do want to go see that. But other than that, nothing else I really got planned.
Nice.
Maybe some Studio Ghibli stuff that I haven't seen yet.
Okay.
But alrighty. Not a whole lot of other suggestions coming in. Remember, there are not too many people watching right now, so go ahead and get in what you want. As much as you want. And we'll do a deal. If one of us gets the Cat Concerto or Rhapsody Rabbit, which are both shorts, whatever if you get one of them, we'll spin again, because those are just, you can find those shorts free on YouTube.
Okay.
They're like 5 minutes.
I'm done.
So, alrighty, not a lot of other suggestions coming in. We'll go ahead and give it another 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Horton here's a Who. Guessing the Illumination one. Who Done It?
And Clue.
Who Done It from 1949 and Clue from 1985. Alrighty. Coming up on the end here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. No more suggestions. We are cutting off the suggestions. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel. Let's see here. Alrighty. And here we go. Let's go ahead and spin. Kevin, tell me when. I'll go first this week because you went first last week.
Okay. Go.
Here we go. And what do I get? What do I get?
Ooh.
Hey! I get to watch a movie that I wanted to watch. That's fun. The Frighteners. Alrighty. And then let's go ahead and we'll remove that from the list. And Kevin, your movie this week is
Okay.
Ghost 1990.
Okay.
Alrighty. And you know what? I at this point, I'm just kind of feeling bad for Eddie. And I know he wants to, I know he wants us to see it. Eddie, what I'll do is I'll probably check out Origin this week. If I don't watch Origin this week, I'll let you know. But I do want to check it out, though. So I'll write it down here just in case I have the ability to watch it. If I have the time, then I will. But it's not going to be my priority. The Frighteners will be my priority. But yeah, 2 horror-y. Well, Ghost isn't a horror movie, but it's a ghost. So, but Ghost and the Frighteners is going to be 2 interesting movies to talk about next week.
Yep.
And that is going to be it regarding Wheel of Fate. Thank you all for making your suggestions and getting those in. But yeah, that's going to bring us to the end for this week. But Kevin, what have you been up to? What have you been doing? What have you been playing? What have you been watching besides movies? What's going on in the world of Kevin? Anything to share?
I mean, I'm in the middle of Ocean's. Is it 12? Is that the second movie?
Ocean's 12 is the second one.
Yeah, so I'm in the middle of that one right now.
Ooh, are you doing all 4? Or all 5?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah, and see see how they differ. I really like the first one, so might as well.
Ocean's 11 is a masterpiece. I love that movie.
I like that one a lot. So I was like, oh, I should just watch all of them. So that's what I'm gonna probably do.
It's all downhill from the first one.
But that's okay. You gotta experience it yourself.
Honestly, if I remember my rankings correctly, I think that Ocean's 11, the one that you've seen, is the best.
Yeah.
I think that Ocean's 8, which is the all-female one, I think is the second best one in the franchise. After that, I think is 13, and then 12. 12. And then at the very end is the original Ocean's 11 with the Rat Pack from the 60s. That movie just not that good.
Yeah.
But cool that you're watching those, though.
Saw it on Max, and I was...
There it is.
I'll be back.
You're back.
Yeah, I just saw it on Max, and I was like, oh, I should just watch it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I watched that. That was the action spy movie that I needed to watch just to I'm like, oh, I really like this genre. So it really helped me out there. And it has been already 1 week of Ramadan. So yeah, that's exciting to do. So right before, that's why I was eating right before I got on. So, but that's always fun. I like testing myself to see if I can go all day without eating or drinking, especially at work. That's the hardest part. But
is it not even water?
No, it's nothing.
So it's just literally negative for your health.
Well, I've lost 5 pounds. So
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So, but that's something that is always nice when it comes around. What else?
Anything you're playing right now?
I'm just playing COD right now. I'm
Okay.
trying to get the season pass up because I only have like 70%.
I think it's still the Warhammer event right now too. I haven't been on, but
yeah, it still is.
Okay.
But
did they add the Sister of Battle skin yet?
No, not yet.
All I want. Real quick comment from Eddie here. Ghost is the film that gives me the biggest lump in my throat every time I watch it. In my top 100 films list.
Okay.
So if you don't like it, Kevin, you're gonna make an enemy real quick. No, I'm just kidding. All film is subjective.
But
Joey, it is good. My grandpa had the VHS from McDonald's back then. They gave those out in the day. Yeah, I remember. I remember because my mom had, at the time I was crazy about it. My mom had to go to our McDonald's to get me the videotape that had the NSYNC music video on it. And then it had the Britney Spears one on the back half of it, which I never watched. But like, I mean, come on, you know, they gave them out. It was pretty good.
They don't make toys like they used to.
Yeah, you said you're playing Call of Duty. Anything else, really?
No, not really. Not that I can think of.
Sure.
Just I'm basically giving time to the movies and then watching YouTube. And I mean, Call of Duty, World League CWL is it's going to Miami this week, so I'm going to be watching that. Cool. Stuff like that, little stuff.
Gotcha. As for me, I'm still trying to 100% Lego Marvel Superheroes. I'm very close. Other than that, I have not said anything yet, but you can kind of see behind my left shoulder something I did last weekend. I finally have my movie collection shelf, which is up. I set that up on Friday. So all a little over 200 movies that I own only take up about half the shelf.
That's awesome, though.
I'm so excited.
Like, so much more to grow.
Before, I had them in my closet, and I wanted to actually have them out because it's like, you know, I'm proud of like my collection, and I'm proud of like the things that I have. So it's like I want to show them off. So, but really, really excited about that. And I get to, you know, I got to go through it alphabetized, which I love doing. I don't know, it just made me happy. But other than that, yeah, not a whole lot else going on. Trying to figure out what the next Real Watchers video is going to be, though, which I've been really going back and forth on a couple of different top 10 things. I do want to try and do. I've been seeing a lot of discourse online lately about how, you know, like how critics are always wrong and things like that. So I do kind of want to make a video addressing like the critic versus the audience kind of scores. You know, who you should listen to, who you shouldn't, that kind of a thing. I do kind of want to do a video like that. I mean, it's a pretty easy, like, conclusion to draw from it, but I think it's going to be really fun to talk about a couple different things. Maybe something like that, but...
Yeah, how, like, critics watch a movie versus how we watch a movie. That would be an interesting little, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say slideshow, but it's like a video to watch.
A video essay. I don't want to, like, go over exactly how I feel about it right now, because I'd rather make a video on it that's more well written and fleshed out. And, you know, like, I don't want to spoil how I feel, because I do want to make content for it.
Sorry, that made me funny.
Sorry.
That was funny.
Eddie says, "Nice shelf, sir. You'll soon need another one, and another one, and another one." Yep. I'm feeling it. I specifically got the biggest one that I could get for the budget that I had and the space that I have. And so yeah, I need to like literally buy like another like exactly number that I have of movies I have right now to fill that shelf. So I've got time. And hopefully by the time that fills up, I'll be in a new place and I have more room. You know, so we'll wait to see. But I definitely get it. Like that's me and Legos. Literally, I need more space. I showed Kevin this beforehand, but I just got this last Friday. But I did get the Lego Jurassic Park.
That's so cool.
Little display skull, and on the back here, I don't know if you can see it. Right down there is a little translucent orange piece.
Oh, it's
that has the mosquito in it. Yeah. And then I also got. I didn't show you this one, Kevin. On the things next to my bed there is the Raiders of the Lost Ark Temple with the little Anubis things.
That's cool.
So I need more space for all these. Also, the Lego D&D set is being revealed on Tuesday. Tomorrow.
Oh gosh! So tomorrow,
and $360 set, and I am so saving my money for it. I'm so excited. Joyce says top 10 reasons why Lord of the Rings is overrated. It would be a very short video because there are no reasons why it's overrated. It'd be easier to make a film top 100 reasons why it's underrated. Would be easy. No, I'm just kidding. I disagree with that, sir. We've talked about that before, but man, I 100% understand everyone has their own opinion. I respect it. Subjective film, art, I get it. But they're just perfect movies.
I fell asleep during them, so I don't know.
When you were younger, you haven't watched them when you were an adult.
That's true. That is true. But I still
You've made that concession before. Just saying. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. But anyhow, that's pretty much it for this week. Thank you guys for joining us. We had a lot of stories this week, so thank you all for tuning in and catching up. This week, really excited, really fun movie club coming up this week on Friday. So why don't you tell them a little bit about what we're covering this week?
Oh, I forgot.
Gotta laugh about it.
I got it. Oh, yes. It's Joker, I believe, right? Yeah. It's Joker. Joker, which is really, really interesting. And we go in. This is one of our longest episodes, I feel like, too.
In a while, yeah. Definitely not our longest one, but one of the longest in a while.
Because
really interested to see about what the next week one's going to be. We usually record them a week ahead of time. So the one that we're doing this week, I'm very interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But Eddie, great to hang out as always. Awesome. It's always great to hang out with you, brother. Thank you.
Bye, Eddie.
And if Haley's there, hello.
Hello, Haley.
Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Felix.
Is PewDiePie there? No, we're just kidding.
No. That's their cat.
I'm kidding. Much love to you. Have a great rest of the week. If you have any more streams or videos planned this week, good luck. Awesome. Good luck on getting them out there. So Movie Club's coming up this week. Obviously, we have our stream next Monday, so make sure you join us for that. Make sure you follow us everywhere online at Real Watchers, REEL Watchers. Subscribe to us here on YouTube, where you're finding us right now for the live stream. And that's really it. So thank you again so much for joining us. And until next time, keep those eyes on the screen.